I haven't used AI much except to correct my grammar. I can confirm this question is very well written. I wonder how I could integrate it into my creative process without killing my intuition, uniqueness, and humanness.
Okay, so congratulations for not using AI too much when it's 3 years old or something already, right? So my suggestion here is to use it to deepen, not dilute your foundational thinking. To kind of do the first draft in human and then get the sort of like your blind spots checked through maybe asking questions about how you can deepen or how can you extrapolate or what are some other ways to think about the project. It really depends on how we're using it and what we're using it for. So if you're using it like I did the other day to go, what are some places to stop at in between Sydney and Woodford Folk Festival, given that we're in caravan with a bunch of families, that's a very different kind of question to what should my keynote about AI and loneliness epidemic be? So I think it's very contextual. Keep in mind too that kind of going all the way back to our very first question, AI is quite sycophantic. It's going to high five you for no matter what you do. And so I think we actually probably need to just keep that out. It's not going to give you an honest appraisal. It's just going to be like, you're the best, keep going. Do that bump of ketamine or whatever it's been known to tell people to do. So yeah. Approach with caution and think of the water and the resources that you're using every time we don't bother to rub our, very complex piece of technology brain grapes together.
Yes, very good. I tell you, I love deepen, not dilute. That was good. And I think the other thing you said, which I think it's funny, I've been doing the opposite, but maybe I should start with this, which is write yourself first and then get the help, rather than I've used it to kind of crack the back of a few things and go, hey, just get me started and then I'll go in. But yeah, I like that as well.
And keep in mind that the majority, like the biggest thing AI is trained on, does anyone know the answer to this? The biggest source of information that AI is trained on is Reddit. So
we're doomed.
Right? So and a lot of people are ripping off my trademark at the moment, and I'm sure it's because I haven't talked in Reddit enough about digital nutrition. So just keep in mind how it's been trained, who it's been coded by, the biases involved in that, and then the kinds of outputs that we're getting.
Yeah. And the different kind of ethics of the companies behind them too, right? I had there's an interesting example the other day where I had my son's fractured his thumb. So I tried uploading the x-rays. Now Claude, when I uploaded it to Claude, said, no, I'm not going to help you. You need a doctor for this. That's the proper thing to do. ChatGPT was like, I probably shouldn't help you with this, but, and then off he goes. And it's funny. It's like the ethics that are built into these models as well are a challenge.
And it's not safety by design, right? It's not ethics by design. We didn't go, hey, we learn a lot from social media. Let's not screw this up again. It's like move faster and break more things in humanity. So I'm a bit of an AI pessimist, if you can't tell.
Okay, well then on the other side, Jeremy, obviously Paper Moose has launched an AI product recently. You guys are kind of leaning in, but what about also this, how do you keep your work yours from a creative perspective of that kind of uniqueness and humanness?
Yeah, I think AI still isn't, we treat it very much like a sort of junior creative in the room. I'm certainly using it to get a sort of broad set of inputs, essentially. So looking for insights or, mining headlines. But it's really me and my taste and curation that is the valuable part in that, because I'm able to sort of go, that insight is actually feels really creatively rich. Then maybe using AI to explore that a little bit, look at some really bad headlines, but go, that piece there is interesting. What would they look like if we twist it? So very much using it as a tool, but where you, the human, you know, with your valuable human insight, because, you know, we're essentially talking to other humans. So, you know, our life experience, our lived experience is important. Yeah, using it as a tool to curate from, essentially.
Can I ask a question about something you just said, which was using it as a junior creative? Does that threaten the opportunities and roles that might exist for junior creatives coming into the industry, do you think?
That's a very interesting question. I think it is. I think the industry is very challenging for juniors to get into anyway. And I think the market pressures that we talked about earlier are meaning that it's harder and harder to hire. There's less and less budgets to get new people in. So I think those forces in themselves are creating an environment where junior people are finding it hard to get into the industry, coupled with the, you know, this superpower that we all now have to do, you know, and clients as well are using it to do a lot of the work. So it does make it a very challenging environment, I'd say. And, you know, I guess that's sort of a flippant thing to say about using as a junior creative, because it's not, you couldn't really replace the valuable human side of having a junior creative in your business, because that's a completely different thing.
Yeah.
But what I mean by that is that the level of creativity that's coming out of it is, you know, is quite entry level still. And that's kind of fine, because, you know, we should have a role to play in the curation of that work. And there's, you know, we talk about sort of productivity, which is probably a separate subject, but still we haven't really seen any increase in productivity with AI, because we're still doing the same amount of work, we're still having the same amount of meetings, we're still writing the same decks, we're still talking to our clients. So the amount of work is still there. We probably just have access to more things at our fingertips.
Yeah. Very interesting. Sorry, I wasn't trying to catch you out either. It was just we're about to do AI research with Never Not Creative, and one of the hypotheses is that could it be threatening entry level opportunities?
Yes.
And yeah, and a lot of the other, you know, things that you brought up then as well, like how you're using it and, you know, what's its effect. If anyone's interested in what we're doing there, you can join Slack, and we've got an AI research channel where people are sharing ideas and stories of how they're using AI, what they're concerned about, what they're excited about. And Jocelyn, I think you just shared a point of view on AI from Instagram.
Yeah, it's just a funny reel where I'll let you watch it if you're interested. I just really, that's me. I'm like, can I have it without the AI? I don't need the AI. Can we? That's like,
yeah, I'm sure there'll be more and more discussions on this. One of the other things we were going to get into in research as well is how and when to disclose if you used AI as well, which would be another interesting point.